3, 2.
Oh man, as the multiverse aligns, new mutated enhanced being of my kind. I rhyme to an iron heartbeat of Eddie Kang, the conqueror with the thought of Xavier's peace of mind. Look, match crafting a well written in Hell's Kitchen, being blind, dare to see your Scott Summers eye to eye. Miles ahead, web slinging online in this age of Voltron. You ain't even inclined. The real McCoy, your beast with mine. I'm from Sakar, barely age. I've increased the time. Fantastic as a force field formed by Sue. It's the arrival of Marvel of the minds. It's been due. Go.
All right, first and foremost, what up, doe? It's Marvel of the Minds. I'm your host, Nametag Alexander. And this time around, until hopefully Peace pops into this episode. If he does, he got the link. He got the StreamYard link. You know when to jump in or whatever if he can. Shout out to Peace of Mind. But I got a special guest holding it down also. Self says, what's good, man? You've been on here before. Returning guest.
A while ago, I think, when was that? Maybe during when X-Men was, maybe X-Men.
Yep. Yeah, we did it around X-Men 97. But make sure before we jump into what we're talking about this episode, make sure y'all tap the link in the description of the episode where you could shop through the Lead and Be Legendary store. We got a bunch of new merch up. We even got the Marvel. You could look and see my shirt. We got the Marvel of the Minds tees. We got the label trucker hat up there. So yeah, make sure y'all shop around, man. Tap the link and support. We getting right to it, man. Quick in and out episode. We're talking about as what I'm calling it going forward. Y'all know it as your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, but we calling it YFN Spider-Man. We are recapping these episodes 3 to 5, and normally we jump out with our rating, so we ain't gonna do it episode by episode. That might take too much time, so we're gonna just do it straight episodes 3 to 5. If you remember, Self, we do our Infinity Stone rating for them on a rating of 1 to 6. All together with episodes 3 to 5, what did you rate it as far as the out of 1 to 6 Infinity Stones?
I'm torn between like a 3 and a 4, so maybe like a
okay
0.75, 4. I'll give it something like that, B minus.
Okay.
You know, I think it's still cooking. You know, I this show I feel like is like a slow burn.
Yeah.
They planting seeds for a lot of different stuff when it start really getting crazy. But they're
because they cleared for a second season,
right?
Yeah, so you know they dropping a little bit here and there. I think
they putting laying down a lot of seeds that when stuff really starts picking up, it's going to get good. But right now, they just setting the pieces down. So
yeah, man, I would say for these last 3 episodes, because I like how they releasing them too, because they know for sure like Brave New World is coming with Captain America, so they trying to like pack in like right there, like okay, we don't want y'all just reviewing Spider-Man, and at the same time it's gonna be a bunch of think pieces and Easter egg videos just based off Brave New World. At least that's what I think. So I like how they're doing it. They're doing a 2 release in the beginning for episodes 1 and 2. Then they came back 3, 4, and 5, and they short episodes. It ain't like it's nothing when you got to just like an hour per episode or whatever. But yeah, I enjoyed these episodes, man. It's a fun show. My Infinity Stone rating for it out of 6. Between 3 and 5, like you said, it is a slow burn. I'm gonna give it a 4.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna give it a 4. Like when the first 2 episodes dropped, I was real like, oh man, I was into it. I was into the world. Like, man, I'm gonna give it a 4 because I'm conflicted, man, because I like that it's disconnected. I won't say fully disconnected. And P spoke on this too. He said, well, since Doctor Strange's Multiverse of Madness, like everything is the multiverse or whatever, right? So I'm conflicted with this one because it's not necessarily centered around the 616, and that's fine. But also at the same time, I'm like, dang, I kind of wish it was. And I think I wish I didn't know the original plot to it. It was supposed to be based on
the origin for the Tom Holland one.
Yeah, his freshman year, you know what I'm saying, in high school. Yeah, so I was like, damn, man. So now that I know it's based on Spider-Man, but it's more so it's cool, but it's just like, damn. And it kind of like give you bits and pieces. Like as you notice throughout these episodes, they were focused a lot around Civil War.
Mm-hmm.
Like they even showed the clip, and well, like if we talk about episode 3, this is the secret identity crisis. It picks up where episode 2 left off, where Norman Osborn recognizes that he's Spider-Man. Right. So from there, he's just like he hype. You think it's about to be the villain arc from that point, and he hype like, oh shit, like you want to really help him and everything. So it was like because he was basically telling them along the lines like, yo, we we got the whole thing with the Sokovian Accords or Sokovian Accords or whatever. And, like they need a hero, basically just hyping him up pretty much. It seemed like he was just more into it for himself than he was for like Spider-Man as Peter was. And you kind of see it in the episode because Peter's kind of like, yo, like, I want to do this by myself. But then he comes around. We kind of jump into episode 4. I talked about this in the previous episodes about Lonnie. Lonnie Lincoln, and just digging a little bit, I heard that he was gonna become this character named Tombstone, the comics, and lo and behold, we eventually saw that, right? So I'm wondering though, is it gonna be like because it's so different from they doing a lot of different things with it, right? Like even with Dr. Connors, we know that's the Lizard, but it's a woman, so. I'm wondering like what they're gonna do with that story arc. But like I say, they got cleared for season 2. I heard season 3 they got cleared for as well. I'm not sure, but it's so much, man. You seeing Dr. Octavius, you know what I mean, about the one of the episodes. I feel like that was episode 5, I think.
Yeah, that episode you find out he's the one that people be getting this tech from.
He the plug. He's supplying the tech. Yeah. Yep. And I wonder what that beef is with him
and Norman.
Yeah, because he said like he feels like people should, see him as like the top scientist or whatever, not like a Tony Stark or Norman Osborn or whatever. I'm like, oh snap, okay, so what's going to become of that? And again, with them being clear for season 2, it's just you never know, man. Like, what do you think about again the whole thing with Lonnie? Like just him, what I mean, taking up for his brother, like joining the gang and whatnot.
I think I was talking to the homie Cassius. I was like, yo, Lonnie's arc is about to be dope. If he ends up, it's going to be sad and tragic, but like he's a good dude, but he got a taste. He got a taste like, oh.
Yeah.
And like people really rock with this. Like
I got the gang with me.
Bad. Yeah. Like they really rocking with me. But he would have never ended up in there if he wasn't trying to look out for his little brother.
Man, that little brother would have been in that gang.
It's actually like almost Shakespearean, dog. Like if this is going where we think this is going, it's about to be tight.
Yeah, for sure, man. What do you think with the Scorpion arc? Like, do you think that's gonna go a little bit further? Like, what do you see of that?
Oh, like the two gangs, like the two.
Yeah, like is that gonna come back around? Like with Scorpion, we know Scorpion is a Spider-Man villain, but he's not like one of the top tier Spider-Man villains.
It really depends. Like I don't know. I get with that one. I guess we have to see how the rest of the season play out because it's like the whole gang thing is in service to like the kind of tell Lonnie's story. It seems like that's where this is coming up with. So we have to see where the Scorpion story goes. But I like the fact that like, well, I won't say necessarily. I think like what this show, and maybe this kind of answers what you're saying, but I was thinking about it. This show like makes you want to learn the lore more because like if you know the lore, then you can I think you can appreciate it a lot more. Like the how they kind of flipping the script on this. People are familiar with. So
because the two characters I didn't know of I didn't know about Nico and I didn't know about Lonnie. Yeah. I was like, damn, I had to go look it up, and then after coming across videos, they're like, yeah, he's from the comic books, Lonnie Lincoln, and then even with the gang leader, Big Donovan. Apparently he's in the Luke Cage, series or whatever. So I'm like, oh, okay, dope. So that's in Harlem. So I can see with them being, like I say, again, it goes back to with them being clear for like other seasons. I could see like us eventually seeing Luke Cage. In fact, like I said, what was episode 3? Episode 3 was Secret Identity Crisis. Again, the whole thing. Norman Osborn finds out he's Spider-Man. Then episode 4 is based on him going through the different suits, which I thought was funny.
Right.
Episode 5, that's where he fight. That episode was dope. Like him fighting the unicorn over. She was beating the brakes off of him.
Yeah.
And then it kind of gave us to who what's my man is the Rhino.
Yeah.
You got introduced, like, okay, that's gonna be the Rhino or whatever.
Right.
But also in this same episode, I'm like, okay, like I say, we know Big Donovan is in the character. He's going to be a character connected to Luke Cage. Episode 6, I'm seeing his title, Duel with the Devil.
Daredevil.
So you know what that's about. Yeah.
Daredevil.
So I'm like Hell's Kitchen. I'm just connecting all you know what I'm saying, all the universe. I'm like, okay, I won't be surprised if we see Luke Cage at some point. You know what I mean? Especially with, I'm just piecing it all together now. You think Doctor Strange comes back around in this season?
That's a good question too. Like, you know, I mean, on some level, he's kind of important in that without his interview, the Spider came. Maybe we find out where they were coming from.
Because he clearly not from that universe. Because he would go like, oh, we're not supposed to be here. Spider-Man didn't know who he was. He's like, I mean, well, at the time, Peter didn't know. He's like, oh, Wizard Man or whatever, something like that. I'm like, okay, so he ain't hip to Doctor Strange, and neither were we during that time, because this is around the time of Civil War. So it makes perfect sense.
Now that's interesting now, because like the portal, the portal thing looks like what we familiar with from the MCU.
Yeah.
What if? I mean, I don't know. The Spider-Man story. This story seems to be kind of like MCU adjacent.
Yeah.
Interesting. In the MCU, we didn't see Doctor Strange at
all.
But that is him from there.
Yeah. Exactly. Yep. Because even if you think about it, like, and I mean, it took my mind everywhere. I'm thinking like in Endgame, where, you know, Bruce Banner goes to, I always forget the lady's name.
The
ancient one. Is it the ancient one? Yeah. When he goes to her, I'm like, when she said Strange is like, he's doing a surgery somewhere there. I'm like, oh yeah, duh. Because when Bruce Banner goes to see the ancient one, this is around the time of the war in New York, the Battle of New York or whatever. So yeah, of course, Strange ain't become, he hasn't become like the wizard yet, right? So that makes perfect sense. But around that time, where he comes to that portal and Peter and them is going into school, yeah, Civil War has already pretty much happened and everything, or supposedly about to happen. It ain't happened yet, but it's around that time. It's somewhere in that space, you know what I mean? So that makes perfect sense. Like, he's probably like just a brand at this time. He's a fresh Doctor Strange, like year 1 Doctor Strange or something. You know what I mean? So that makes perfect sense. So but I wonder though, is he gonna come back around? That'd be dope if he does though.
Yeah, I mean, I could, you know, he is a kind of, he's like the first character you kind of see in the whole show.
Yeah, I'm like, they did that for a reason.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I guess to kind of wrap it around or something.
Yeah.
Maybe it'd be like, or he comes back to check that his interference in that world, that he caused something crazy. Maybe there's an anomaly that he's aware of. It's Spider-Man anomaly, you know?
Yep. I think before this season ends, I think it's gonna come around too as far as the tech. I think that Octavius is creating the tech, but I think Norman is supplying the money for the tech to be made. I even think is Octavius probably even creating the suits. Yep. Norman's my fault. Norman did create some of the suits though, because I remember him saying he like this one. He was pointing out the one where he was like, why do I have to he like, this has nothing to do. Some of you basically like, it has nothing to do with Spider-Man. He said, well, just because you got bit by a spider don't mean you gotta be one or something like that. He said so. I can see him maybe creating some of the suits, but I think where it really boils down, maybe even like the official suit or something, or if it's tech based, I can see like Octavius being connected to that. He's creating something for Norman, I think.
You think?
Yeah. So
what would be?
I think that's what it is.
If he is, then what? I guess what's the beef, or what's the conflict?
Shit, you getting more shine than me. I'm doing all the pulling the weight.
I see. You get responsibility. You got the money, and you the face of this business.
I feel like
I'm the one putting in work. And okay, I see what you're saying.
You know what it feel like? Actually, I feel like this is like some Elon and Trump shit.
Oh,
like you know what I'm saying? Like like Elon got the bread. But
Elon is definitely. I don't know if he listening, but
yeah, man.
definitely also like Bizarro, Tony Stark, Bizarro.
Man.
Not to get off too off.
To me, that's it's funny. It's so interesting that they doing the show because I'm thinking Octavius, I meant Norman, and like how his whole thing about Iron Man is like he feel away about Iron Man, dogs. I said Octavius, I meant Norman, how he feel about Iron Man. That's like some Elon and like Trump shit or whatever. Like both got money, but one is like, well, you ain't about to get all this shine. Like you know what I mean? I'm about to outdo you or whatever. But we on the same team though at the end of the day. But man, like I say, a dope episode 3 to 5. I'm excited to see episode 6. I don't know how they drop it now, and I don't even know if it's gonna be 8 or 10 episodes. That's something I was trying to look up too. How many episodes that they're dropping? They got it's gonna be 10. So yeah, I heard they were doing 2, 3, 2. So we get on Wednesday when it drops, we're probably getting episodes 6 and 7. And then 8, 9, 10 to close it out, I believe. Yeah, because I'm looking at it now. February 12th, you get episode 6, episode 7. Episode 6, like we said, it was going to be based around Daredevil, and then episode 7 going to be centered around the Scorpion. So,
So maybe there's something does happen with him.
Yeah, I'm just looking at these titles, trying to figure it out. Episode 8 is titled Tangle Web. Okay. And then the last 2 are Hero or Menace. Now that I could see, what's my man's name? Jonah Jameson. I don't know. I feel like he could be in that episode.
Yeah, James. Yep. Is he?
Yep. I don't know. I didn't see him in the artwork where they had all the characters in there. I didn't see him, but this Spider-Man, he's gonna be in there, and I'm predicting it's gonna be episode 9, and then episode 10.
What's my man? Man that plays he's in Invincible. They plays the dad. Omni. Is it Omni Man?
Yeah.
JK.
Yeah.
Well, if they do, I hope they get his voice to do it.
Man, they got to, man. It's only right. It's only right. Yep. But just to get into it, man, a trailer was presented to us. Let me go ahead and share this real quick, right fast. Got a little trailer that dropped. And let me see something here. Let me know you can see this again. Hopefully it don't be no ad when I play this on YouTube. You good? You can see it?
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, man, we had a little trailer that's dropped. Let's go ahead and check this out real quick. Fantastic Four First Steps.
Welcome to the Baxter Building.
We make a point to do family dinner every week. Sunday at 7 on the dot.
And it's based in the 60s too.
We're all
I like that logo.
Herbie, how's that sauce coming?
Yeah, I'll be the judge of that.
What universe is this in?
Okay.
Well, they say that it's not 616, but I guess we'll find out what actual universe this is.
Yeah.
I just want to add a little bit of zip, okay?
What if it's because what was that in Multiverse of Madness? That was the 838 or something like that, right? Where we ended up in that main world. And he made that joke, and he was like, there was like he's Reed Richards from the Fantastic Four or something like that. He like, didn't y'all chart in the 60s? Ironically, this movie is based in the 60s.
Okay.
Ben has always been a rock. Johnny is Johnny.
I'm just talking over it so I don't get hit with no strike or nothing.
Trying to get hit. But they out here. No worries.
It looked dope, dog. This joint looks so accurate.
I was thinking about the look. You know how like in Batman, so when the first Batman movie, right?
Yeah.
Got that Art Deco, like almost like 1920s, but like still futuristic.
Galactus looks so cold.
It's like dark and stuff.
Yeah.
But this is like the inverse of that. This is like 1960s, like future, but like
like if Jetsons, it's almost like if they put a budget behind the Jetsons, right?
Right.
That's and just yeah, man.
And it's like a flip on that. It's like Batman but bright.
Yeah, I can see that. That's a very accurate Ben Grimm, the thing.
Oh,
very accurate.
I was like, yo, let's go.
Yeah.
It's so right.
Because obviously they had one from the early 90s where it was like, that movie, they say that wasn't even supposed to drop. That wasn't even supposed to leak. And then they also had, the one from the early 2000s. Nah, then because they did 2 parts with that, the one with the cloud as Galactus.
Right.
Yeah. And then we also had the one from 2015 with Michael B. Jordan. That one was just weird altogether. Like I wasn't mad at how I see what they was trying to do with the thing with the CGI, but it was like, nah, that one ain't it neither. He ain't look bad, but it was like they had him walk. He ain't even had no fit on. He had no costume or nothing. They costumes wasn't even like, I don't know, man. It was weird, but it was like it was okay. They still messed up Doom, but this one here is like comic book accuracy, dog. I was like, I like how they did that with the thing, and we don't know how
the forehead.
Yep. We obviously they ain't show us nothing with Reed Richards, and I feel like they did that because they're like, nah, we don't feel like hearing y'all mouths. Because as soon as they show somebody arm stretch where he's gonna get critiqued and everything, they're like, nope, we're gonna leave just a little bit, so y'all want to go see the film. And then, come with your critique. So I like, that's a dope trailer. That's how you do a trailer. They didn't give away nothing. Right. You saw Galactus because Galactus is in a film. You didn't see his face. You obviously from cartoon lore, comic book lore. He's a giant, like fucking giant celestial, whatever, I believe. You know what I'm saying? So
each planet.
Yeah, man. That's a wild, like, just like I eat planets. Like that's just crazy. But it's like, if I'm understanding this correctly, he has like a great purpose behind why he does that. Am I wrong? Or
I'm trying to remember. I feel like he can't survive. I think that's like that. I think like his life depends on eating planets.
That's crazy.
Let me look it up real quick. I think that is it though.
Damn, that's crazy.
But I think he does it because it's like a means of survival for him.
Yeah, that's bugged out. But from what I'm understanding, it's called First Steps because now, if you notice, they're already like famous as the Fantastic Four, as you can see in the trailer. The kids got the Halloween mask and everything. But from what I'm understanding, it's called First Steps because Franklin Richards is supposed to get introduced. I don't think they're gonna show him grown up with like a power arc or nothing like that. But I'm hearing that Galactus is showing up here because he detected, and he needs him. I'm like, oh wow, man. So I feel like this might be the one, man. I'm not gonna be too hype about it because Marvel here and there has been letting us down, like sometimes with some of the movies. But I'm real curious to see like where they really take it with this, man. But I'm excited about it though. It looked dope, and I love that they didn't give us the whole movie in the trailer. You know what I'm saying?
It gave me like I don't know, like the first time going to see like Back to the Future 2 or
something.
That kind of energy. Like I'm like, yo, like we said in the group chat, I'm like, yo, take my money. If it looks dope, as long as it got the dope story, that's my hope to God. They'll give us that Ant-Man and the Quantum. They'll give us that kind of thing. All the visually that was interesting, but it was just there. You know what I'm saying? Like,
do you think that we get Robert Downey as Doom, maybe like in a cameo or something here near? How they do the after the credits, post credit,
and maybe post credit.
Yeah, I can see that, and I don't even think it'd be him. Like, well, no, honestly, because we know he's playing Doom, I feel like he already exists as they already exist as villains. I'm saying as villains, as heroes. I feel like he already exists as a villain somewhere there, and we just don't know about it as of yet. Maybe he'll get mentioned somewhere, like in the middle of the film, or maybe we see him in the beginning. I don't know, but it's like I feel like as the comics do, the cartoons, like when they got their powers as well, at some point, not much long after, he got his powers. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like we'll see him. Like, but just now, you gonna know it. So you probably gonna know him by voice. Like, yo, that's Robert Downey Jr., dog. So yeah.
Or they say in the comics, Richards and Doom are with the college. I think they
that college roommates. Yeah. So I want to see how they play that out, man. And we could wrap it up with this storyline with because the news broke that Kevin Feige is considering bringing back Jonathan Majors, man. And it's to close out the Kang arc because obviously they didn't move forward with yo, we rolling with Robert Downey, Doom, we going on with Doomsday, we going on with Secret Wars. So clearly they're not about to have a. But then again, you just never know. I don't. You know what? I'm trying to think. So they bring them back. Yeah, they went with everything in the rollout. They're not gonna have a whole movie with Kang again.
They don't put too much money into getting the
Yeah.
back. They don't get.
Yep.
I mean, they trying to they trying to get an ROI for sure. They was like, all right, let's go back. Let's know we know what works. We about to pull out the bank
for sure.
You know, shit. Like they definitely, yeah, they
like
much money into getting them back, not to move forward with that plan.
How official do you think that is with them talking about bringing back? I'm excited about it. I wish they do. Like, bring them back, man. Do right. You know what I'm saying?
I think like if you don't, do you have this like glaring, like big, like loop or not a loophole, like a big hole in the story? You know what I'm saying? You can't just like, oh, that never happened. Especially
they tried to though. You know, they tried to do it in Loki season 2 at the end. Like, yeah, this it was they tried to like brush over like, yeah, there was a like they kind of looked at him as like he was a pest or something like that, and they got rid of him. I'm like, oh damn, for real. You know, like, we took care of it. So if they at least show an arc, like show us what happened, I would say.
They also showed the Council of the Kangs.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so they you know,
gave us too much.
Marvel isn't above having post-credit scenes they don't address. Not that
they got to. I feel like they have to, and I think when they do, what they need to do is show us like an arc somewhere in like Doomsday, like what happened to Kang, like when he got defeated by Ant-Man, pretty much. Like show what happened after that. Once he went down I'm drawing a blank on what it was called, but at the end of Quantum Mania, like once that happened, like let's just get a peek of like what happened after that. And I think that'd be kind of dope. Just give us that arc and show like how that may have led to Doom. Maybe Doom got a hold of him or something. I don't know, but give us something. Don't just like erase that man like that. That's kind of crazy how they did that. I never was really on board with that. I thought that shit was kind of whack, man. But yeah, man, excited for that. Excited for fan. You said what?
I mean, at least very much, or at least the character.
Yeah. Like, give us something. Like, show us some flashbacks and let Majors cook, man, because he bodied that role, man. No matter what people felt about Quantum Mania, like he was a dope villain as Kang the Conqueror and all the other variants, He Who Remains and Victor Timely. Like, I thought he did well, man.
He Who Remains was like he was probably he was the coldest. I think.
Man, dog, incredible.
He Who Remains was the one.
Yeah, dog. Or bring him back. Do something like, I don't know, bring him something, do something, but do right by that character, man. That was messed up. They just kind of wrote him off. But yeah, we can go ahead and wrap it up, man. We approaching, like I said, it was gonna be a quick in and out because we got so much more. I got to dig a little bit more on this YFN Spider-Man.
Oh, YFN.
You know what I'm saying? Because I'm really curious to see how this might end, man. But in the meantime, let them know where they can find you at, man.
I mean, let's see where you can find me. I'm on the interwebs, not as much as I used to be, but I'm on there. You know, you can check the Bandcamp, the selfsays.com.
Yeah.
Bandcamp.com. There's raps on there. I'm slowly but surely working on new tunes and stuff. Twitter, same thing. I don't know who's using what social media.
Man.
You know what I'm saying?
Hard to keep up.
Yeah, and on the gram, so I'm on the gram self-says as well. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, buddy. And same here, man, across the board. Nametag Alexander on all platforms, social media, platforms you can stream and download music. Same for Peace of Mind. Look them up. Bandcamp, Peace of Mind, all across social media platforms you can stream and download music. Again, Marvel of the Minds t-shirt. I'm tall, so I sit up in this chair. You ain't gonna be able to see it all unless I hold it up. But yeah, make sure y'all grab the shirt.
Support my man Tag's other podcasts. You got Hero on there, a lot of other good guys.
Yeah.
But support his other podcasts. And then if you, like you said, go support the merch. If you like the rap, you like the hip hop, you like the comic books, go support that Marvel.
Yeah. The other podcast is A Name Tag Is Necessary. I got the link in the description, so make sure y'all tap the link and show y'all support, man. It's definitely appreciated. And in the meantime, it's been Marvel of the Minds. Peace.
Peace.